Hi guys, welcome to a new video. My name is Claudia and welcome here on Claudia's Knits. Yes, I changed my name here on YouTube and on Instagram. You knew me before as Knitted Journey, but it was time for something new because as you can see, a lot has changed. I have moved to my new place and this year basically is new year, new me and new name here on YouTube. I wanted something less anonymous and anonymously, is that the grammar? I don't know. Anyways, I feel comfortable here and I like doing this YouTube thing for a year now and I'm going to keep doing that, and I want to have a name that represents me a little bit more. So just my name in it and I will keep on knitting as always. So yeah, welcome and welcome to my new pink living room. As you can see, this pink, it changes a little bit of color depending on the lighting, so you will see different pinks through different videos, but I'm feeling really excited about this new place. It feels more like me because I'm a brightly colored person. I like bright colors, as you know, and you can also see in what I'm wearing right now, which is cardigan number 8 by my favorite things knitwear. I call this my confetti cardigan because it has all these colorful specks in them. The yarn is Filcolana Peruvian Highland wool in marzipan, held together with Rico Make It tweed. And that's the colorful fun stuff. So yeah, welcome in my new place. That being said, with this new place comes difficulty with where I'm going to sit, what's the lighting going to be like, and especially for the clips that I'm showing, the pieces that I'm wearing, it was a little bit hard. Like, I barely have a white wall left here in my home. My bedroom is a darker pink, a deeper pink, hint it's more like this color, like all 4 walls are like that. And it's a 1-bedroom apartment, by the way. So, and the other rooms don't have, well, you have the bathroom and the, how do you call that? The entryway. But there the lighting is really bad and it's small and it's beige. So that's the only room I'm keeping a little bit more, I played down, less colorful, because this, not everyone can handle this, but I'm really happy. Anyways, let's get started. I have 3 finished objects for you. I have some whips, some new ones, also with new yarn that I got because I went to the crafts fair with my friends again. And yeah, let's get started. The first whip is with that same color and it's the sweater I showed you last time. This is quite a quick knit for me. So this is sweater number 18 by my favorite things knitwear. And it's one of my favorite sweaters, to be honest. This is the second one that I made. And I wanted one without mohair. And my favorite yarn at the moment, to be honest, is Peruvian Highland wool by Filcolana. I just love how it looks, how it feels. It's not rustic, but it feels like wool. And it holds up quite well because I wear this cardigan so much. And it feels great. So it's a drop shoulder cardigan, drop shoulder sweater, as you can see, in all over textured, and the texture is made with just knits and pearls, so it's really easy. Although you can't remember the pattern repeat, it's really irregular and it's a pattern repeat of basically like 40 rows maybe. Anyways, if you keep the pattern close by, you should be fine. I can see that I've worn it. I feel like it's getting a little bit more scruffy, like little fluffs on them, hairs, but that's okay. I like my knitwear to be worn, and if that means it looks worn, I'm fine with that. So yeah, so this is Peruvian Highland wool in the color 345 rosewood, and I really wanted a pink that was lighter because I had some skeins left from a previous project and I wanted that color. Didn't have the color name by hand, so I ordered it and it was the wrong color. But anyways, I love this color on me. It suits me really well. and it's a nice like berry pink for the winter time. This is the back, by the way, so you can see that line made with increases. It turned out maybe a little bit too oversized, too big for me. I made the size, I think a size large, just my regular size, or medium. Oh, now I forgot. I want to check that. Let's grab my pattern. So I have like a little, I'll put it in a photo. IKEA card, that's my project, everything knitting card that I keep on here. Well, on my whips. Let's see, I had this one printed out because I started this on the holidays when I was away in Spain, this sweater. Yes, size large, which is intended to have a circumference sweater, like chest, well, a circumference of 132 centimeters, which is a lot. And I decided to just go with that. I think I had that. So basically it has a positive ease of 30 centimeters. Yeah, that's big. Next time I would go down and go down a size or two, but this sweater is intended to be oversized. That's the look. It's boxy, it's oversized, and I want to stay true to that. Otherwise I should have picked a different pattern, I think. Maybe. I did the neckline a little bit bigger. It's a folded 1x1 rib neckline. And as I said, this was quite quick. I started this on December the, let's say, 23rd. And I knitted a whole lot in a week there, a week and a half. I'm sorry, I have fluff in my nose. It itches. And I showed you the progress in my last video. I filmed that last video 4 weeks ago. So I feel like I've missed you guys, but I uploaded that 2.5 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago now. 3 if you see this. Anyways, it's finished. It went by really fast because I knitted this on needle size 5 and the ribbing on maybe 3.5, 3.25 I think. Just a 1x1 rib. I love the shaping of the sleeves of this sweater, and one of my friends, Heike, just made one herself, which fits her beautifully. I think she made sizes smaller, but you know me, oversized me. So if you want to see how it looks on, here's the clip. So yeah, it's a really casual sweater. It's really comfortable and soft and cozy to wear. This I love to wear. When I blocked this, the sleeves were way too long, like you could only see the tops of my fingers, but with wearing it shrunk up back a bit because I made the sleeves according to pattern. Normally I shorten them a bit because I don't have long arms, and I made some cinnamon rolls while wearing this, so I still have like dough stuck in here. Great moment to do this while filming a video. So yeah, I love this sweater. Can totally recommend this for anyone to knit, especially if you like oversized sweaters. And I think that's all I can say about this one. So let's get on to the next finished object. Just a quick one, and that's I made some mittens. I made some mittens with the scrap yarn from that sweater, so the same color, and this is the lighter color Peruvian I was talking about. It's the, I have no idea what the name of it is, obviously, but I use this in the weekend slip over v-neck. So these are the world's simplest mittens by Tin Can Knits, and I love them, and I've been wearing them quite a lot past week, and on camera it looks fine. In real life you can see that it has some wear. It will probably felt quite soon, but I'm okay with that because these are made to be worn. These are made to be loved, and well, yeah, it just happens. And that is because since I've moved to a different city. I live closer to my work now. So I bought a bike, an e-bike, so I can, well, bike to my work. And I really love doing that, to be honest. and it's about 7.5 kilometers still one way, but that's totally fine, but cold, because on an e-bike you have such like support in your movements that I don't have to work all that hard to get to work, so it can be a little bit cold. So I got my bike on Thursday, I believe, and Thursday evening I started on these mittens, and Saturday they were finished. So they're basic, really basic mittens. It is a free pattern, by the way, on Ravelry, so I could totally recommend. I did the ribbing in a different color because I wanted to change it up a little bit, and actually I wanted to do color work once, but then I would have needed to buy a pattern, and this was easier. So this is them on. They're just the same, the left and the right one. I love how they fit. I think I made the size small, adult small, but I made this part a little bit smaller even. So you just start with a 1x1 rib, and then you do some, increases over here on both sides. I did this on DPNs, by the way, 3mm DPNs. And then eventually about here you leave the stitches for the thumb on hold, and you just do the hand. I want to say body, but it's the hand, and increases at the top, just like with toe decreases. And with the Kitchener stitch, I did it together. That's a little bit different than a pattern, but I like the neat look of it. But yeah, as you can see, and also here with the, like over here, I did pick up some extra stitches to prevent a hole forming, but you only have one stitch to pick up from like the hand, and I feel like with where it keeps gaping a little bit, so I need to fix that. But they're nice and warm. I think it would be even more cozy with mohair held together with this, because then it would be really warm and toasty. But I don't have any mohair left, like not a gram. I didn't want to move yarn that I don't want to use, so I gave that away, or to charity shop or something like that. So yeah, I'm really happy with these, and I would totally knit them again. Well, I want to look for what happens here and what I can do about that. Maybe I would pick a different pattern next time, but it was a really fun quick knit, and as I said, in a couple of days I made these, and they're just fun and really me, because like, well, pink, can't go wrong with that. So I think that's all I can say about these. And then my last finished object, and I'm really excited about that one. And that's my Elisabeth blouse. I'm so happy it's finished, and I'm so happy with it. It turned out greater, beautifuler, more beautiful than I could have imagined. So let's talk about it. The Elisabeth blouse is a pattern by Petiteknit. It's a raglan shaped, well, thinner knit sweater blouse. So you can see the raglan over here. And it has this collar, and I feel like a cool girl when I'm wearing this. I want to wear this outside. Today's the first day that I'm going to, because it's not a thick wintry knit for me. It's more of an in-between. So I need to layer this up a little bit. Oh, look at that color. The yarn is Filcolana Pernilla. Lots of Filcolana right now. Which is basically, I believe, a thinner version, a sport weight version of the Peruvian, my favorite wool at the moment. So it has the same nice woolly feel without being rustic. I love the color. I have no idea what the color name is. And it's knitted up beautifully. Well, I have to say, it blocked out nice and even. It still has, as you can see, a little bit of bumping and texture. I had quite a lot of difficulty with tension with this one, but blocking really did help, and I don't mind it. I think it adds to the fabric that it's not like completely smooth, but it's not a smooth yarn. But this is really comfortable next to skin. I can wear this, no problem. So yeah, I made a size extra large because I wanted to be more oversized. Originally the pattern calls for 6 centimeters of positive ease, and if you know me, you know that that's not enough. Really not enough. So I sized up to an extra large. I have no idea what positive ease I have right now. I need to measure this. So yeah, you start the collar with Judy's Magic cast on, and then you knit both sides. So this is like a double fabric. Then you knit it together. You start forming the V in the raglan like you would a cardigan. And you do this double knitted band afterwards, which makes for like a really neat detail. And I really like how it looks over here. And I've said this before, but I really like the thicker raglan band, how you call this, that Petiteknit has on some of the patterns. It is quite short, but I'm short, so it fits me perfectly, I think. I can tuck this in the front, I can tuck this all the way in my jeans, or just have it loose, and I like all the looks of them. My friend Femke from the Mindfulcreators, she tried this one on and it looks so great on her. It's just a little bit too cropped because she's much taller than me. But we're influencing each other, let's say that. Then the sleeve, I did the increases a little bit more rapid than the pattern suggests. Like, for example, if a pattern says you need to decrease, did I say increase? You need to decrease every 9th row for 10 times, let's say that. Then I will decrease every 8th row. Because my arm is shorter, as I said, so I want to make sure that I have enough decreases happening. So a little bit more. And then I did quite a tight ribbing. The sweater I knit on needle size 3, I believe, instead of 4. That happens a lot with me. And ribbing I did with 2.75, but I did them on my Chaigu red lace mini, and I knit so much tighter with those needles than with just my regular needles. So I love how this looks, and I used the same needles on the ribbing of the body. It's not really that stretchy, but it's not all that bouncy. But yeah, I just love how this looks. I love the color. I love how this color suits me. And like I said, I feel like a cool girl when I'm wearing this. I feel like the collar could sit a little bit more flat. That's all with blocking. I blocked this with this folded down. I think I could do a better job, but maybe I will do that next time when I will wash this, which will be like next year, probably. And this was one of my longest whips that I ever had, maybe. I started this at the end of October, I believe. So October, November, December, January. It took me 3 months to work on this, which is a good thing. It falls in with, well, my English is a little bit rubbish today. I think I need to film a little bit more regularly. But one of my intentions for 2024, knitting related, is to knit less or be more mindful with knitting and not speed through all the projects. Forget that about the first 2 whips, but this one, it took me quite some time, but I'm really glad it's finished. And I would totally, if I look at the fabric right now, I would totally use this yarn again. Pernilla by Filcolana. So I can't wait to wear this, maybe today. And that's my last whip. So now I want to show you two. That was my last finished object. Now I want to show you two whips. I have more on my needles. I have the colorwork socks on my needles still, but I've barely made any progress. Just yesterday I knitted a little bit on them, so I will show them when they are both finished. I have Camisole number 9 on my needles still, and well, since last video that I filmed that video, I've moved, and that took up a whole week of like painting here at home, but also like settling down a little bit. So I didn't knit as much, and I prioritized those sweaters so that they were finished and I could have a new cast on. I have like a birthday cast on. I will show you in a second. So that Camisole, well, it's right next to me. I want to show you real quick, but I don't want to talk about this. It's still like a mess and it's still not joined in around. I'm working on the back panel and I believe I made some length over here, but it's not different than the last time that I showed you. So hopefully next time it would look like a top, but I've no deadline with this. I just want to enjoy knitting it. And then I have also, I started a sweet shop blanket, but I've not even have my first like square finished. I have one triangle and then the main color triangle. I'm working on that still. So I will show you that next time when I have a couple of colors together. So now two whips, and the first one is the storm sweater, and I still feel like I don't have a whole lot of progress with this one. So I want to prioritize this, but not like rush through this project, if you know what I mean. But here we are. So this is another textured pattern, all over textured sweater. This one is by Petiteknit. It's a storm sweater, and I really like it so far. And I said before, it goes by really quick. Well, if I take the time to knit this on this, it goes by really quick. So it has a double folded collar again. It is a drop shoulder pattern. So I already did the collar and I have one sleeve finished. So I believe since last time I have the sleeve finished and more length. I think last time I was like a couple of centimeters below the splitting for sleeves. Joining under the arms part. So I have more length. And to be honest, like this is crazy short, but I think I need one pattern, one block beneath this, and then I can do ribbing. Maybe I will do 2 blocks, and I think the pattern calls for 3. Well, that's way too long. I made the sleeve shorter as well, and you can see on the sleeves the pattern section really well. So you have purl bumps over here. All the sections are divided with a purl row, knit row, and a purl row, as you can see. Then you have a ribbing, and then these like diamond shapes, crosses with just, you make them with purl stitches, and then diagonals, and then back to the purl bumps. And I think I needed to do a ribbing, but my sleeve is long enough as it is. And then a nice tight ribbing. That's a little bit different than pattern, I think, but I like those at the moment. So yeah, I really enjoyed knitting this in the round because those patterns are so much easier to knit when they're in the round versus knitting it flat here on the yoke. The yarn that I'm using is Sandnes Garn Double Sunday, which is a 100% merino. 50 grams is 108 meters. Non-superwash, and this is the color 9071. I think it's a dusty olive green, or that's when I translated it from English, from Dutch to English. I really love this color on. And it's green, but it's such a different green than my Elisabeth. That's more like wine bottle green. And this is more of a neutral. And I wanted a color that was not too dark, so you can see the patterns really well, but not like a beigey or a white color, because you know me. So yeah, I'm knitting this on needle size 3.5 millimeter needles. The ribbing I think was on 2.5, and here as well with the chaugu needle, so it's nice and tight. I intended to do that because I don't want like the huge sleeves that I have with my Ingrid sweater. And as I said, I think I'm really close, well, close-ish to finishing this. Probably won't be finished in the next video because I want to take it slow. But the sleeve took me really not long at all. I really like that. And then one repeat or maybe two of the body. I forgot to film a clip of me trying this on, so I need to film this after the video. And then I can see how long I want it to be. Not sure yet. Well, let's keep that a surprise for next time maybe. So yeah. Oh, this is the back, by the way. And I started this in November, I think. So maybe end of November. This feels like a long whip for me too. But with my holiday in Spain and the move, it just wasn't a priority. But now I feel excited to knit this, to have this finished so I can wear this still this winter. Like the Elisabeth blouse, it's a little bit thinner knit. I can wear that for a longer period, but this is like warm and cozy and I want to wear this. I'm making a size medium, by the way. And funny, and you can look that up if just in Ravelry or anywhere, the medium and the large are the same size basically. So the medium and large have the same positive ease, just the length is a little bit different, like a centimeter. So I chose the medium, but I don't know why that is. It's just the same, I think, in my opinion. I don't know. So the medium this time, but it will be oversized, as you can see. And then my next whip is with new yarn. So I went to the crafts fair, as I said, the handwerkbeurs in Houten, with my friend Heike, and one of my knitting friends, Fem from the Mindfulcreators, dyes her own yarn and she had a booth there. So I really wanted to check that out and buy something from her, but I also browsed around like the whole fair. And one of the things I really wanted to buy was, well, it was quite a spontaneous thing, but I was eyeing up this yarn for quite some time. So this is from my friend Fem, and this is from her first collection, the college collection. It's the Flowy fingering yarn. It's 100% merino, and this is the color Field of Flowers. So it's a speckled yarn with pinks, and there are some hints of blue and green to resemble a field of flowers. And I love this color when she came out with her collection, but I bought the blue hydrangea and made the lentil sweater with it. So now she was making like a wall of mini skeins, so you can choose your own mini skeins, and she had a pink speckled yarn that I thought, like, you need to have this in like a full size, like a big skein, so I can make a sweater with it. And she said, well, basically it's Field of Flowers minus the blue and the green. So I decided to buy this because one of the ways I want to knit less or have more long-standing whips this year is make more fingering weight projects. So I'm making a fingering weight sweater with this. Oh, look at this bottom piece. I love it. So what I'm making is a little bit self-drafted, a little bit of a pattern. Basically, I'm making a fingering weight version of the Monday sweater by Petiteknit. I have made the Monday sweater before with yarn I bought last year at the crafts fair, and then the Monday sweater is a DK weight sweater, so you need to have like a fingering with a mohair. That's preferred, that's suggested. And I made that Monday with just fingering weight yarn, and I went from needle size 4 to a 3.5. But that fabric is quite loose. I love that sweater. It's the darker pink variegated one, if you see my everything I knit video. But now I wanted to, and I maybe made like 2 sizes up. And now I want to be more mindful about what I'm doing and go from the fabric, and not like how can it make it work with as little modifications as possible. But now I'm more experienced knitter 1 year later. So this is what I have so far. It is a raglan sweater. So you start with the collar, 1 by 1 ribbed collar, and you fold it down, knit it together, and then you start with short row shaping while making raglan increases. And I wanted to use this pattern also because, one, I already own that pattern, but also I know how to make this sweater. And I know that I like how it looks, but also just the techniques. I don't want to design something from scratch. If I calculate my gauge, I have a 28 by 32 stitches, like a 10 by 10 centimeters, all needle size 3. Yes. And I like this fabric. I still need to knit a little bit tight, but that I'm okay with that. And I couldn't find a pattern with 28 stitches that I liked, and it's a sweater. If I count how, like, I want to have maybe 10 centimeters of positive ease, so I needed to have the amount of stitches on the body for a 3XL of the Monday sweater. So that's where I'm aiming at, but I casted on more stitches because, like, look at this. This looks tiny already. I can fit my head through this, luckily, and it will drop down, but it is quite tight. But look at that fabric. So you can see the tones of pink, and the pink speckles bleed a little bit with the dyeing, but also the blue and the green. Maybe I can put in a barber cord so you can see how it looks on, although you can barely see anything. But I'm really enjoying the process of this. Maybe I will share more of what I did. I just casted on more stitches than the pattern suggests. Went by feel and like kept trying it on. And I'm using the pattern for the short row shaping, and also the how the stitches are divided for the raglan. I kept that same English. I kept it even with the pattern, so maybe it was like 2 stitches on every section more, so they're even dispersed. But feeling like I'm designing this a little bit myself is so exciting. It will be simple, especially when I'm just working on the raglan, or when I finish the raglan increases and I'm working on the body. But this is a really exciting project, and I started this on my birthday because I really wanted to have something new. I was telling myself that I wasn't allowed to cast anything on before I had finished my sweaters, but I did it anyway, and I'm happy. I did. Well, I'm almost here. So now you can see it a little bit better. Let's tie this up. just to be sure. So this is basically the front. And as you can see, it's nice and high. But I think with the weight of the sweater and when it's finished, it will drop down a little bit, because this will be a thin knit, a thin sweater, perfect for springtime. Like, doesn't this scream spring? And if I turn this around, you can see the color better, but this is the back with the short row shaping. But this is how it will look like. So it's not really my color, to be honest, to wear this. I think it washes me out a little bit, but I just love the color. And sometimes you have to go with that. And this is neutral as well. Like, my cardigan is also not as flattering as the green pieces or the dark pink. This is quite neutral, quite nude for me even, for my complexion. But I'm really excited and I can't wait to see how this will knit up. So it has the same thick raglan, like increased band, that I love. So yeah, I'm just past the raglan or the short row shaping. So now I can just increase a whole bunch. I think I'm going to do the same as the pattern and just see where it will ends. And if I need to do any more increases just on the sleeves or just on the body. That's the exciting part. Also, I did the ribbing on needle size 2.25, I think. So it's a little bit smaller and neater. And it will need an elastic in the end, but I'm okay with that. So next time, hopefully I will have a little bit more of a yoke to show you. But I just want to have this as my exciting project. Let's see how this will turn out. I will probably get bored when I'm working on the body. I'm doing helical knitting, by the way, because it is hand-dyed yarn. I bought 3 skeins, so I'm just alternating the 2 of them. And I started alternating the skeins after the short rows. So most of what you see, basically everything, is 1 skein. And if you don't know it, when you're using hand-dyed yarn and you're working in a round, sometimes it can pool a little bit. And with pooling, it means that like the same speckles or the same color will form like a blob on your piece, because you have row after row the same color. And to prevent that from happening, it's best to knit with 2 different skeins. So 1 row is 1 skein and the next row is the second skein, and you alternate that. And pooling also happened, I've shown this before, I think a little bit here. As you can see, you have like a rainbow effect-ish. I don't mind it with this piece. I've only saw this when it was finished. But with hand-dyed yarn, especially when I'm working with fingering weight yarn, I put in so much time and effort. I want to make sure that it's the way that I want it and not pooling. So last thing I want to show you is some new yarn that I got. So I got 3 skeins of this Flowy fingering filled with flowers, and also a bunch of mini skeins, because this little bundle of joy I got from Fem for my Christmas advent this year. So this was my last gift. We had 5 gifts for each other. So this is her soulful sock and her pink colors. And I don't know how I want to use this in like a clothing item, and it feels like a little bit wasteful to make socks with this, especially since I'm not really a sock knitter or hand knit sock wearer. So I decided I want to make a sweet shell blanket with this, and it will be a different one than the one that I've just started. That's knit with yarn I got in Copenhagen, and mostly knitting for Olive yarn, and that will be for the living room. And I thought, well, my bedroom could use more pink. So this is what I started with, and I bought, she had like a deal, more of her pinkish mini skeins. So this is the yarn that I was talking about. Filter flowers minus the blue and the green, but I really love this. Also, the leftovers from that Field of Flowers sweater will go into this blanket. This is like a light peachy color. I really love this color, Femme, if you see this. This could be a pretty nice big skein. Or do you already have that, by the way? Anyways, I love the variation of the colors of pink. Then I have a light pink, more of a solid color. This really reminds me of my Tulsa tee. So it has a little bit of orange and different pinks. And this one has cooler pinks. So if I'm holding them together, then I have this together with this. And I know now that's really not enough for a blanket, but it's a start. And I really, this makes me so happy. I have them all laying out. I have my yarn stash. So yeah, bundles of joy, like a bouquet of skeins. I love it. Yeah. And I think I'm going to collect some more mini skeins in this color scheme, like pinks, all the pinks, or maybe some leftovers I already own. And I'm going to save this for when I feel like knitting this. Maybe I will have the first sweet shop finished and we'll start this maybe next year. I don't know. Maybe I want to do something completely different with this in the end. That's also okay. But I just wanted to collect them. And I also had 2 mini skeins. Well, the green one, this one, is also by Femme. Maybe I want to make a coaster for my mug, like a mug rug or something like that. And I also had this bright orange with some pink in it from Bad Cat yarn. Or maybe I want to have like vlaggenlijn. I have no idea how to say this in English. But some decoration for a home. I don't know. I just want to go with my gut, I think. What makes me happy. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to show you today. And I think I'm going to round this video up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I feel rambly and all over the place. I'm sitting on my chair. That's a swivel chair, as you can see. I don't think that's the best thing for me. But I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your support and all your kind messages, because I needed them these past couple of weeks, this last month, especially on the video of everything I knit in 2023. It was so heartwarming, and because I talked about mental health in that video, I talked about my breakup and that it was a really hard year, that knitting is therapy for me. And I don't want to mention that in every video. I'm more than, well, mental health and knitting. But I think it's important to talk about it, because I feel like so much of you can connect to that. And I can recognize some of that. And that knitting is like an escape and everything. And at the moment, I'm happy with my place, but also I'm really sad and going through like the mourning period phase of a breakup. I really miss him and miss my life, miss the future I had thought I would have. So yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks, but your messages really help. Knitting really helps. I want to cuddle up on the couch and just knit all day. And hopefully I will have time soon to do that. I want to give in to that urge. And hopefully it will help and heal a little bit inside of me. So I can, so I don't have that urge all the time. If you understand where I'm going with this. I don't want to have that urge to knit all the time. Hopefully I will feel better in a couple of weeks. Maybe it will take months. That's okay. That's fine. But yeah, let's support each other. Keep supporting each other and be kind to each other. And you're so kind to me and to each other. And I love that. I love that place here. So thank you so much for everything. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.